my microphone. Da 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 da. Let's turn my mic off. Well, present. Screen mode. Share my screen. Window. Oh no. Annotation is off. 저러고 싶을까? Ladies and gentlemen, it is a wonderful evening here in Toronto. Enjoying a summer's night, wonderful weather. It's 10 p.m. here, 10:01 to be exact. We're going to get started in about 3 more minutes. It's been a while since I've been doing these Monday sessions. So again, welcome myself back. Welcome everybody back. And tonight's session is going to be a bit different. Some fresh, new information available. I wish I had more strong, concrete things to tell you, but unfortunately I don't. But I do have a lot of information to share today. So let's try to finish off tonight with hopefully answered questions rather than more questions. We're going to get started in about 3 more minutes as we wait for our last minute joiners, which we always have. So let's put that on the clock. And I think that's about the time we're going to wait for our last minute joiners. Thank you very much. Yet once again, it is 10:05 where I am here in Toronto. Welcome everybody for our Monday sessions. Make yourself comfortable, hopefully for wherever you are. You do not have to have your video turned on for this session. As you can see, I am recording this session to maybe go up on YouTube later. So if you don't want to show your face, please, you are welcome to turn off your video feeds right now, but make sure you have the audio for myself turned on to the loudest so you can hear all the information fresh off live from where I am standing. So again, welcome back everybody. My slides are going to be looking a bit different for those of you who are joining yet one more time from before. As you know, my name is Joony, or if you didn't know, hello, my name is Joony. I speak, as you can see, English and Korean, and I've had a pleasure of hosting these Monday night sessions. A lot of you has been getting to me, a lot of you have been emailing me asking why I haven't been hosting the past Monday sessions. A lot of answers, but to put it briefly, it was very hard to decide on what to let people know when there was so many uncertain things about how KOK that you may know was going to change. And unfortunately, it still isn't that set and it's not concrete yet, but I couldn't wait any longer. I couldn't leave you guys in the dark for too long because I was so eager to show and share what I know. And I know that a lot of you don't get to have a lot of information firsthand. And this is the little bit of a caveat. I have to tell you that, I, myself, Joony, am not affiliated to the company KOK or KOK Foundation or KStadium. I am just yet another person here in the Western side of the world who's participating in this protocol economy that KOK KStadium has started. I am learning all this information by myself as well. I'm asking questions going online, and I urge you to share the information that you know today as well. And of course, like how I was able to find all of this information was by asking questions. So if you don't mind, I will go through everything that I know as much as I can in this 1 hour time frame that I have with you. And at the end of the session, as you know, for our Monday night sessions, I do take Q&A. So the question should be going on the chat at the end of our wonderful session. I will leave the chat open for those of you to let me know that, hey, Joony, we can't hear you very well, or Joony, we can't see your slides very well. So if that is the case, please stop me and then we'll make sure we'll fix that and go on. Okay, I think that's the perfect start. And usually at this time, I play this noise. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Joony, and this is KOK 101. And I want to say that today is not just about KOK 101, but it's the day where now not one hand is captured by this wonderful platform, but two. That's right. Today, I'm going to be talking about both KStadium as an application and both KOK as an application. So I'll try to explain a little bit about what KOK can be for those of you who are completely new to the platform. Hey, Mock, good to see you. Haha, good to see you. Good to see you. Happy to see you there. But as of a lot of you may have questions about KStadium, I'll try to explain KStadium as well, the relationship between these two, and how you should be really holding both of these apps in your hands. So today's agenda is roughly the same for the beginning portion, but it ends a bit differently. In the beginning, I'm going to explain to you why KOK was created, because it's very important to understand the origin story, to understand the full picture of how we got all the way over here. And then I'm going to mention to you what KOK exactly is, because it is a lot of things. And I'm just going to try to break it down to its bare bone structure so you understand it better. And then, differently than before, this Monday, I'll try to explain to you the difference between KOK and KStadium. And lastly, I will do my best for the first time, end off and explain to you why KOK and KStadium together is part of our future. So let's get started. The first point is why it was created. The why is actually pretty simple and it's pretty famous. And it's because of the Hallyu wave, or the Korean cultural phenomenon, cultural with the big K. And this cultural phenomenon really has started perhaps with Psy doing his very iconic dance in Times Square on the New Year's Eve, all the way up to BTS just rocking the stage and breaking all the records there in the world. really, if you mention the word Korea, it really is represented by this cultural phenomenon. East Coast to West Coast, all the countries in the world have heard of this Hallyu wave or this Korean cultural wave. And to put that in a very brief timeline, if I may say, from the western side of where I live, it may look like this, especially from where I live, where most recently, for those of you, the newest or the latest news that you've heard from the K cultural wave was Squid Game, which is now almost old news because there's so much more new content out there as well. The reason why this is the starting story is because it was the focus of everybody in the world, meaning for some reason, K content was able to capture the interest of so many people, not just in Korea, not just here in the Western world, but globally. And these contents, I'm talking about K-pop, K-drama, K-beauty, K-gaming, K-everything. And this was definitely helped by COVID-19. I mean, it was definitely bad for everybody, but for the digital content market, this was actually good news because we were all stuck at home trying to consume some kind of content online, right? Just like how you are listening to me online right now. So this digital content market exploded during COVID, and it has been growing dramatically. Now, what you may assume at this point as if there was a global growth of people watching these contents, that means the wealth was spread across evenly throughout the world, right? Well, actually, that was not the case. The people who got really rich through this very recent economy are what we call platform economies or platform makers. And platform makers such as Amazon, Facebook, now called Meta with their Instagram platform, Google with their YouTube platform, their Play Store platform, Apple with their App Store, Netflix, Spotify. We've all heard of these guys. But what we don't know is that we're actually playing a game of Monopoly with these guys, and we're the one losing. And like this man in jail, actually, I'd rather be in jail when I play Monopoly so I don't have to keep paying the taxes, but that's what's happening right now. These platform companies are playing the Monopoly, they're winning this game, and we are going to continuously to pay to play this game. And if you don't believe me, this was the example that I usually give. This Squid Game, massive blockbuster around the world, everybody watched it and streamed it. It was created with merely 30 million Canadian dollars. And I say merely, even though it's a humongous amount, because the makers, the staff, creator, co-producer, producer, director, and the actors was splitting the earnings of 30 million Canadian, while Netflix was cashing in 1 billion Canadian dollars. So you see this unfairness, and this is just one of the so many examples. And a couple of years ago, it got so bad the Korean government had to step in. And I say a couple of years ago because I felt like a long time ago. It was just last year, actually, when the Korean government stepped in to try to stop some of these platform companies from having so much power. So this is the origin story of KOK. It was this fight against monopoly to make the content market fair again for the developers, for the users, for the watchers, so that it's not wealth just being distributed to the platform companies, but for everyone in a fair manner. This is very cute. I see somebody's trying to share my screen with their phone. That's very cute. Just give them the link, just FYI. Now, going back to the idea, KStadium or KOK was founded on this basis to fight this unfairness, to create a platform for the contents, but in a fair model. And how to make it fair? By sharing the wealth, assets, and the community value amongst everybody participating in the platform. And to enable that was KOK's dream. And that, my friend, is the really one sentence structure of what KOK's starting origin story is, a K platform for the K contents. And that's why in 2018, the foundation blocks of what KOK is right now was founded. And as you can see, there was an app where you could see TV shows, games, webtoons, movies, everything that I just mentioned to you about. And it had the dream I just told you about, which was to be fair and share it and enable such a feat. This never changed, and it still holds true to the current form that we are in right now. But to have a fair system that can share the wealth and asset in a fair manner, we need a fair system that is openly available for everybody to see and call it fair, right? Now, having something like that creates a lot of trouble when we're talking about a global market space with a lot of people. So we need a strong tool, a technological tool called blockchain. Now, I'm sure by now you've heard of the word blockchain a lot, especially with the rise of cryptocurrency, but this is where blockchain excels to make a system that can be fair, that can share, and that can enable exactly what KOK required. But KOK was just a platform company trying to create a platform on their app store. But what happened magically was when the vision of KOK was found, it was merged with a company called Medium, now called Meta M. Now, Meta M or Medium from South Korea alone, they are a bit of a different company. They're a company that creates software and hardware solutions in Korea for the blockchain world. And something interesting that they were able to do back when they were founded back in 2021 was they were able to reach speeds that match world top tier performance levels of other blockchain companies of the world. This was unheard of for a South Korean company, just a startup, to achieve such a feat. And the reason why I'm mentioning to you this blockchain company called Medium is because these two companies have now merged into one, meaning the KOK as a K content platform company that required the technological solutions now merged with the blockchain company called Medium. And together, they actually have been realizing this future of creating a fair share platform system that utilizes a blockchain solution. I have so much to say today, I can barely swallow. So, put it into one new word again. What is KOK currently? It is not only a K content platform for K contents, it is a decentralized, blockchain-based digital contents platform that has the value of fair and share, enabling that. This is the one sentence structure to explain everything that KOK and KStadium wanted to be, is being, and will be. It has never changed, and it has stuck true to this core value. And you can see the remnants of that from our older versions of the platform, and you can still see the vision living alive in the current KStadium and KOK right now. So yet again, if anybody asks you, bro, hey sis, what's KStadium? What's KOK? You tell them it's the world's first blockchain-based digital contents platform that has the value of fair and share. And then this excited not only just a lot of users around the world, but it actually excited companies, venture capitalist companies, meaning funds coming in to support this advancement in this idea of KOK and KStadium. Chain Capital and Kirin Funds, a very, very large venture capitalist, saw the vision into blockchain, in the decentralized finance, in the ambitious blockchain technology that KStadium wanted to create with KOK, that they have entered as seed funders of the company KOK, Meta M, and KStadium. Now, I've been mentioning to the word a lot where I kept on saying platform, platform, platform. And I've been also telling you that platform companies are the bad ones right now, but KOK is also a digital contents platform, but it just uses a different system. But that doesn't mean that they're not a platform, which means they fall in the same category of what they require as a platform, and that is users. Users without a platform without users is completely useless. And this has been true from the early platform models to KOK as well. More users means more things, more value to the KOK platform as well. But what is different than, let's say, the previous platforms and the platform that KOK KStadium is trying to be is this economic model between a platform economy and a protocol economy. Now, let's forget about the centralized economies on the very far left, because that's so old, it's almost irrelevant now. The problem lies on what we call platform economy, right smack in the center right now. And it's the big names that we know. YouTube with Google, Amazon, Uber, Facebook, Netflix, Visa, they're all the same. And they've gained this wealth they have right now because of this model in the middle. As you can see, everything always flows into the company that is structured into the middle, meaning in Uber, as the drivers drive, we drive, the funds always flow into the middle. YouTube, as we create the YouTube contents, the funds always flow into the middle. I'm not saying that the content makers don't get paid, but you can see that if you continue on this model, always the center grows much faster than the outer circles, meaning us. And this was the monopoly I was trying to tell you about. And not only KOK and KStadium, but many companies see this problem right now. And economics futurists like Dr. Thomas Frey see this problem right now, and they want to switch to a new model called a protocol economy. Protocol economy is a big word you should definitely learn, but if it's confusing, you just have to have the idea and understand the idea that it's based on a community model, meaning the value is shared amongst everybody in the community as it is an interconnected, not one-centered, therefore decentralized model. And KOK, KStadium, is trying to be exactly that. And this fair share model is exactly what they wanted to do. Now, as I take a small break, I'm so intense right now. I just mentioned to you that KOK and KStadium is trying to be a new economic model of protocol economy, where they fairly distribute and share the asset and wealth of the value of the community. Now, to share something, we need to share something. And that something in the KOK world or community is the KOK token. It is a blockchain-based digital cryptocurrency, meaning it is a fair model of currency that cannot be easily what's the verb for fraud? Fraudulated. Is that a word? That cannot be easily so fraud is basically very hard to do with cryptocurrency, and KOK utilized just that. That's what they wanted to do. They created the KOK token, which is why you can see the legitimacy of the KOK token by going on CoinMarketCap, for example, or CoinGecko for another example, where you can see the information about all the different types of cryptocurrencies around the world. Do I recommend you to go on CoinMarketCap today? Probably not, because the market is completely a horrific Halloween scene that I don't really want to think about. But of course, as all markets, they have their ups and downs. But one thing to note is that KOK is listed there. And out of the 19,534 cryptocurrencies listed on CoinMarketCap, KOK already ranks 238. And you see that on the little tag right next to it. Thanks, Q. Yeah, hacked. Yeah, hacked is a good word. But as you can see on the little blurb right next to rank 238, it says the word token. I'm going to explain to you why that is important, and why that the ranking of 240 is such an amazing achievement for a token to be done, considering there's 20,000 of them in the world. But just by looking at this screen alone, you can see that the KOK token that the KOK Foundation created to make a shared fair system or community is like your average cryptocurrency. You can mine it. There's a finite amount available. You can trade it on cryptocurrency exchanges, and therefore you can exchange it to other types of cryptocurrencies, let's say Bitcoin, Ether, or of course, US dollar Tether as well. So you can cash it out. But if you've been following along carefully, you'll notice that the KOK token is actually a utility token, meaning it has a use on its platform. The platform's currency is KOK, as in the KOK tokens you have or will have through this platform are actually something you can utilize, meaning the more people use it, the more value KOK will have, meaning the growth of the KOK token is dependent on the community. And where have we seen a bunch of those words again? It's exactly what a protocol economy is based on. The growth of the community is based on, the growth of the community allows the growth of the value of the system, which is through the KOK token that I've just been telling you about. Now let's go back to this idea of the KOK being a token, because at the last third point here, you see that I've written, it has the technology to own its own network. What does that mean? The KOK token, as it started, was actually a cryptocurrency that was borrowing somebody else's technology. And when I say somebody else, I mean Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency company in the world, with the second most expensive cryptocurrency right now that you'll see as Ether. You'll see it a lot, right? So the reason why Ethereum is so big and why you've seen Ether a lot is because Ethereum lends their technology to other companies so they can have blockchain capabilities. When KOK first started, and they haven't met Medium yet, They didn't have their own technology, so they borrowed that from Ethereum. So that is why you'll see that the KOK is deemed a token, like many, many, many other tokens out there. Actually, more than 80% of the cryptocurrencies. So yeah, more than 80% of the cryptocurrencies are tokens right now. So KOK was one of them as well, as it didn't have its own network and it borrowed the ERC20 chain from Ethereum. However, that is until they met Medium. Now, through Medium, through its development of the KOK mainnet, or the ground chain as they call it, they have now their own technology. KStadium has its own technology to own its own chain. And this technology launched its closed beta earlier this year, very successfully, too popular that they right away launch its open beta, which is right now why you can actually take part of the KStadium open beta launch right now. Absolutely. As it is a tester of what the KOK mainnet will work and how it will work. But once we reach outside of the beta stage and actually go onto full release stage, this mainnet will be KOK's main network, meaning KOK will no longer be a token, but it will be a coin, just like Bitcoin or Ether. And I promise you, there's not a lot of coins out there, and there's even fewer coins out there that has their own technology to actually be a utility coin for a platform. And for a K-Contents platform, KStadium is the only one. So let's put it all back into perspective. KOK borrowed the technology from Ethereum. Ethereum that has a TPS, transactions per second score, of 15 to 25, meaning they can only handle 25 to up to 25 transactions every second. Medium, much newer company, is able to reach a speeds of 50,000 transactions per second. What is transactions per second? Imagine you use your Visa card or your MasterCard and you're trying to pay for your coffee and you tap your card at a payment terminal. If the TPS is low, you're going to be waiting there for a very long time. If the TPS is high, and it should be for things like Visa and MasterCard, which is very efficient on utility, it should have a very high TPS. And as you can see, Medium can achieve insanely higher speeds than the ERC20 chain. And this was the reason why the company thought we should rebrand. It shouldn't just be called KOK. It shouldn't be called Medium. It should represent something new. And adding those two things together was the name KStadium. And if you want to check more information out about KStadium, I'm going to put it on the chat right now. Please don't click it yet because you got to listen to me till the end. Haha. But I'm going to put it on the chat, kstadium.io. Literally go on any Chrome browser, type in kstadium.io, and you'll be able to get all this information in English for you to understand and peruse. So I strongly, strongly recommend you do that. But this is where my presentation changes a little bit than our previous Monday ones. Just mentioned to you KOK, and suddenly I'm saying KStadium, and you are confused. You are not the only one. Don't worry. But I want to tell you that now these are two separate platforms to actually work together to complete the protocol economy. What do I mean by that? And for those of you who are new to KStadium, definitely this is the point where you should pay attention to. And for those of you who are completely new to KOK, the next couple of things might confuse you. Don't worry. It's definitely things that whoever has referred you into this should explain to you. And perhaps that could be me. But let's try. Up till now, we've been talking about KOK, which is where we had a mining pool based on what we call a POS model. This was one way, other than the POW model, that cryptocurrency could be mined, proof of stake. But as I mentioned to you, KOK was trying to create users where they can be part of an ecosystem of digital contents, or we call them an ecosystem of digital platform users, meaning more users, the better content and the more contents that can be watched and streamed and shown through KOK. But what people started to see as well is this little button POS next to it. This POS, through this POS, as the company was trying to grow from this early stage, they kept an investment opportunity model attached to KOK, as in, if you believe in the company's vision and you take part of the chain by doing a POS, we will thank you for that and reward you and show you a token of appreciation, therefore the token economics, as being part of that and give you a mining reward of 4% of the POS you put in. And then there was other things based that if you refer somebody and if they gain POS, you can get 100% of that, which will incentivize you to bring in more users into it, because exactly what a platform needs is more users. And there were even level-based ranking system, which I won't get into because all of that is completely gone. But this 4% and this 100% referral still stayed there, and it sparked the interest to a lot of us as an opportunity to invest. It was a side of KOK away from the platform aspect where we can actually try to grow a certain type of asset or investment. Now, this has now split. What I mean is that that investment opportunity part of KOK is now splitting itself completely to just become a platform of its own. Meaning KOK will slowly only become a contents platform where it creates an ecosystem of digital users, and KStadium will take on the investment portion of what KOK used to have. This is why many people are getting into KStadium and moving their investment opportunity towards KStadium in the very recent weeks. And this is what has been happening. And all of this information is explained on KStadium.io, and of course on the KOK applications notifications as well. But to explain it one more time, originally it was just one platform that had both the platform side and the investment side. But now the company's saying, okay, with this new technology, let's split it. Let's keep the platform as is, and let's take the investment opportunity, split it away, and call it KStadium. And this is why for KOK, it had lots of big changes. We were introducing KYC, where you could only have one account per users by showing a government validated ID to say you are yourself. And we were going to maintain a $5,000 limit for POS, so you can just infinitely restake the money in there. And of course, that 200% mining limit will stay there, but there will be no restaking allowed. And you could only be able to increase this margin by doing things on the platform and gaining mileage points. And then the mining reward from new users was something that I wanted to introduce so that you would be incentivized to create more users to the platform. All of these changes, again, has been, with the lack of a better word, vaguely explained on the application right now, but the details of it is still uncertain. And this is one of the reasons why I have been so hesitant on doing our Monday night meetings, because I want to give you exact information so you can base your judgment on that. But because of these changes have been so uncertain, I didn't want it to lead you in one direction. And this is one of the reasons why. And I apologize for those of you who have been definitely waiting for me to come back on Monday, but here I am. But let's go back one more time. KOK, as we knew, was both a contents platform and an investment platform. Now, with this new technology and this new brand of KStadium, it was a perfect opportunity for these two to split, meaning KOK will now be just a contents platform and the KStadium will try to be the investment platform side. How will this work? Follow along. As KOK becomes a contents platform, actually, you probably would have gone to the app right now and realized that there's so much more content right now that actually plays splendidly well. Kudos for them, by the way. They've been doing that very, very secretly. It looks great. You should check it out. But let me get back to the point. KOK is a contents platform. What happens if we increase the number of users to watch these contents, or more users come to watch this content? Well, what happens is they pay gas fees. Why do they pay gas fees? Every time a new user or more users buy or watch or spend KOK on the contents platform, every time they do, there is a transaction fee, increasing gas fees. And let me tell you one more thing happens when more users pour into the contents platform. When there are more users on the contents platform, because there's more users and people see that, there are more people who want to sell to those users. And we call them decentralized applications, or dApps. And these dApps want to get into these blockchain companies that have a strong user base and a strong technology, like Medium, for example. Medium's technology is very, very lucrative for dApps who want fast TPS, for example. But let's say the KOK Contents platform has over 1 million users. Now they want to create some kind of solution or an application that lives on their contents platform that can benefit by selling things, content to users. So what happens when dApps grow? The number of dApps grow on the contents platform KOK. Guess what? They have to pay their gas fees as well. Now, why am I showing you that? It's because of these two big green words, gas fees. When KOK was a token, we paid our gas fees to Ethereum as we were borrowing their technology. But as I mentioned to you till now, KOK through KStadium, through Medium, to what it is now, it will have its own technology, own its own network, meaning now anybody, all users and dApps transacting on the blockchain will pay gas fees to whom? To KOK. And will they pay Ether? Nay, they will pay KOK. KOK will be the utility coin for the contents platform, and KOK will be the coin that these gas fees will be being paid for. And the company will amass an intense amount of KOK as gas fees. And are they just going to keep that on their wallet and be rich? Nay, they will pour that all back on the KStadium community pool. This is the model. This is where KOK is going and has already started on an open beta, as you can see through KStadium. All those gas fees taken by the foundation is all being given back. And here's a ding, ding, ding word, shared back in a fair manner to the people participating on the investment platform KStadium on the community pool. And I hope that makes sense. And if that doesn't make sense, trust me, if this is your first time listening, just remember the first time you listened to KOK and how confused you were. Don't worry, you're not the only one, which is why every Thursdays for a while, exactly at the same time. So if you're coming in on a Tuesday morning right now, it'll be a Friday morning, I guess. But Thursdays, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is where I am in Toronto, with the same link that you used to get in here, I will host an AMA or AMA. AMA stands for Ask Me Anything. I wish I am the expert, but I just did a lot of homework. And I am not an expert because I created this. I'm an expert in the sense that I did a lot of research, but perhaps can do more. But I want to create a session where we can join in together and ask the questions on what is going on, Joony. Tell me a little bit more about KStadium. Tell me a little bit more about the community pool. Tell me a little bit more about this new side of KOK. No problem. Let's do it together. Join me live, just like today you did. Mondays are going to be based a little bit more about explaining what KOK is and how KStadium is new. And we'll go a bit deeper on Thursdays, the same link. So just jot it down. Please join me. Will it be on YouTube? I hope so, for sure. And for those of you who don't have time and wants to find time on their own, yet one more time, go to KStadium.io. All of the information that I just told you about is here, right here in many forms, white papers, docs. There's a new helpline that can help you with. There's an app you can download by pressing that download button there and try it out. Of course, definitely try it out. This is the time. This is definitely the time. And all of this, I want to tell you, is still very much in line with how they're trying to create a protocol economy. And they have already, if you haven't noticed, this token economy is working. And through KOK and KStadium together, they're going to create this future. And this future that includes and encompasses every new technology that is coming out in the future is now being led by KOK and KStadium. So that, was my presentation for tonight. It's a bit shorter because I was so excited that I spoke so fast. I apologize. I was so eager to be back here on Mondays to tell you guys this information and changes. I definitely shortened a lot of the aspects about KOK alone and tried to explain to you a little bit more about what KStadium is and why these changes occur. You're very welcome, Mock. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. I did record tonight's presentation. It's very rough, but I will upload this and share it right here. One second, let me get the link for you. I'll put it on the chat. And as I end my session, I definitely want to let you know that all of this was sponsored by DAGroup. And for those of you who are interested on community poll and of course our Thursday session, please note that DAGroup is the node right now. I believe we're ranked number 1 to 12, and DAGroup is trying to become the strategic forward for KStadium's community poll. So if you have more questions about that, join us on Thursdays for sure. And during that, I want to share my slide, which is, okay. Probably should have printed these slides first before sharing you this link, but okay. Terrible, sincere apologies. I will share you the link anyways, but please don't go in it right now. It's a live link, meaning you can go in at any other time than just now. Copy link, put it on the chat. Here we go. Yes, this fresh, brand new presentations will be on these slides on this link in about 20 minutes. I apologize. These slides are so fresh. So it will definitely be shared for you there. And I will, of course, try to have this video there as well so you can listen to it and watch it. And only please share it with your very, very small network. Don't put it up online. Please let me do that. It is my voice. I believe I have that right. So the information, again, I'm sharing is on that link right now. Any other questions that you may have, my kind, dear friends? Can you please share me with the recorded session today? Nilda Anderson, you're very, very welcome. As I just told you, I will be sharing tonight's presentation on the link that I just gave you. Just give me 20%. We have 20 minutes because the meeting has to end for this video to be available. Can you share the slides, questions, and answers for Thursday? Answers probably not, but the video is up on the same link that I just shared to you, Leonita. So you can check out that link and you'll see one is for Mondays and one is for Thursdays. Everything that I do is there. Please use this, guys, as a tool for us to participate together in a protocol economy. What time Thursday? Same time Thursday, same time as today. So it's 10 p.m. EST Monday nights, 10 p.m. EST Thursday nights. So from wherever you are, just subtract 43 minutes from now on, and that's where it'll be, but on Thursday. And if you're joining in live right now and it's a Monday, it's a morning time for you, like a Tuesday morning. So it will be a Friday morning for you, just FYI. So you can do the changes in time. Any other questions? Really, was I really that good in explaining these things? Oh, you guys are so kind. I don't think I was, but again, you're very welcome, Cassandra. Thank you, Dina. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Joony, registration for referrals. Oh, Nilda, you're too kind. In my mind, I'm always just so sorry that I only do this once a week, but I promise you with the little bit of time that I have every week, I do this, all thanks to Jane, who is the big lead here in DAGroup in Toronto. She understands what I want to do and she's very supportive of that, which is why she pays for my time every Monday nights. So I am really appreciative of you guys for being appreciative. And if you ever hear her name, tell her, yo, big shout out to DAGroup or Jane for being who she is, because really she's a person making this possible right now. So again, truly grateful for you guys being grateful, and I am grateful that you're grateful. Any other questions? Really? Wow, you guys are awesome. Okay, I want to take the next bit of time to show you what these two apps look on my screen. You're very welcome, Frank. And Frank, you and I have to have a chat regarding that email you sent me. So let's talk, because what you shared me troubles me. Okay, so let me explain to you through my phone. And okay, again, for those of you who have joined me for my Monday nights, this was really the end of the presentation. Oh, you're very welcome, Diana, for sure. Thanks to DAG as well, for sure. Check them out on the community poll. For the next 15 minutes that I have left, I will, of course, answer questions on the chat if you have any. I am definitely going to stay for the next 15 minutes. And what I'm going to do during that time, since you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to share you my screen from my phone, because all of this kind of makes more sense when we are looking at what we're supposed to look at. Ooh, please don't look at my crazy schedule. Yes, I am busy. So let's say, oh, it's my girlfriend. Okay. So the two apps that I'm talking about right now is KStadium and KOK Play. And as you can see, you see it on my app screen right now. Let's start with the one that we know very well, which is KOK Play. Okay, so if you open that up, and I'm borrowing her account right now. Okay, I'm hoping by this time you are quite familiar with this app, but I want to tell you a little bit about this app for definitely those of you who are saying things like, where was all this news? I never seen it before. Well, let me show you how you can check out all this news. Well, here's one. A lot of you, I've seen you guys just close it without reading. How dare you? Please read at least once. And if you accidentally closed it and you want to access it again, what you want to do is you want to tap the top right corner, the little human icon that represents the person or profile. You press that, and on the screen, you'll see announcements in the middle of the screen. You can press that, and then, et voila, mesdames et messieurs, here is it all the announcements that you have been ignoring till now. Tisk, tisk, tisk. You can definitely go through them, the ones that you should definitely check out, especially notice of operational policy change, this one right here, where they explain to you what's going to be changing. Definitely check it out. It seems long, but it is definitely worth a read. And if you're really too lazy to read all this, join me every Mondays, I guess. Okay, and another thing that you can do with this app is I want you to definitely see that you can purchase contents, like as I was telling you. For example, let's say I am a user of KOK, and I am interested in reading this Korean webtoon, which webtoons are super hot right now. You can see the first one's free. Good job, good marketing. Oh, the last one's free. Oh, very good job. You have to buy these, but you see at the bottom, it says mileage 30. This is what I've been telling you about how to gain mileage. And when I purchased this, it comes out of my KOK wallet. And as you can see, this is why it's a utility token. Oops, wrong button. And it comes out of right here, the KOK wallet right here. And I just purchased it. You see, purchase access ticket. And it was only 0.04 KOK. And all of these transactions are done through KOK as the numerical value. And all of that, of course, you'll see is reflected on, if you go here, oops, sorry. If you go in mining and you see your total asset, and at the very bottom, next to mileage bonus, 4,060. So all of this is being added. And later when the changes happen, this will be added into here, your limit, your cumulative revenue limit. It will increase your limit. So that's one thing I want to show you guys. So how to understand mileage that I've been talking about, and how to understand cumulative revenue here, and how you can gain that through spending, interacting with KOK. And as you can see, look, June contents event. What's this about? I press it and it tells you all members who purchase a premium pass for the month of June will instantly receive 100% additional 3,000 mileage. What? This definitely lets me go. And so as you can see, the app, the content makers are trying to encourage users to utilize the app, because the more users, what happens? Better content, more D-apps. And every time we transact on that, what happens? Gas fees. And where does that gas fee go? To KOK's pocket? Nay, to KStadium. KStadium to this app. So you'll have to make an account, which I already have for my lady friend here, of course, and her information. Send money there. That's the wallet. And in this wallet, you'll have KOK as well, but the money yet again through gas fees will be distributed for everybody participating on these nodes, especially this one. Sponsor message, sponsor message, sponsor message. So again, if you have any questions regarding KStadium, the app here, again, Thursday is the time where I'll go a little bit more into detail for you to understand this, okay? And I strongly urge you to understand these things earlier than later, because you can definitely take advantage, especially during these very wary times, okay? So I'm gonna stop sharing my slides, and then I'm gonna start sharing my thank you everybody slide. Okay, and with that, I will have 10 minutes left to answer any questions that you may have for tonight or for, of course, Thursday as well. And for those of you who are still sticking around, wow, 56 people, bless you. Maybe you just like to listen to my voice. Well, thanks for being here. You guys can definitely leave now and meet me on Thursday, 10 p.m., same link, or of course, next Monday at 10 p.m. with this same link as well. I'm pretty sure Jane from DAGroup and I will be in Chicago next Monday. I'm pretty sure. So perhaps that 10 o'clock might look a bit different, but yes. DJ, you ask, if you purchase premium package, you're receiving $300 adding into 200% limit. If you accrue 3,000 mileage, you knock 2 zeros out, so $30 into your 20% limit. I believe that's the math. And please let me know, experts in the room, if my math is wrong. So to answering DJ, yes, 3,000 mileage, from what I've been told, you knock, so you be $30 worth of limit increase. Has this been set? Has this been written in stone? I don't think so. So, but this is apparently the math of people who've already been participating on the mileage rewards. So I'm going to go by what they say because it comes from experience. Will this be explained thoroughly once it is set? Absolutely, of course. Questions could be, then why don't they tell us all these changes thoroughly right now? Why are they making us wait on this time of uncertainty? It's because so many factors, but from what we see, it's that they don't want to lead us in a direction where we self-crumble ourselves. And it is a system made, an ecosystem made of users. Our users are the community. If the users all go in the wrong path, then the whole community crumbles. And trying to maintain that is right now their biggest homework. And because of that, they are not pulling triggers easily left and right. That will be my best explanation why that is the case. Any other questions? You know, 56 of you, you're all still here. Ask questions. Don't worry. Oh, sorry, DJ, you meant $30. You are very correct. Oh, my throat. I've been talking all day. No other questions? Oh, here we go. Nelly asks, how do you be part of the node in KStadium? Can explain the delegate part of it? Yes, I can, Nelly, but I will explain that as I mentioned to you on Thursdays. Tonight's session is more about covering understanding KOK and KStadium, how they're different. The details and a little bit more in-depth is actually not that hard. And again, that information is on KStadium right now, but because it's still an open beta, transferring your assets into KStadium is not the easiest thing. I've tried it today. Again, not the easiest thing. Is it possible? Absolutely. Does it work? Sure. Is it easy and seamless? Not really. So it's tricky. So you definitely want to do it with somebody who knows what they're doing, but I can definitely answer you the basics of it and how you can actually start to do it on Thursday, Nelly. Please join me And if you don't have the time to do so, I'm pretty sure I'll make a video in the future. So definitely I'll explain that then as well. Any other questions? And if there's no other questions, I'll really quickly say, you basically send KOK assets into KStadium. The sending part is a bit tricky. Please do not send it to the wallet address. You see it there. You'll see what I mean when you actually try. But once it's received there, you can delegate it into any node of your choosing. And since you're here, of course, it's DAGroup's node, of course. And once you do so, you can actually move it around between nodes of your choosing as well. But there's a bit of a tax fee whenever you move your funds. But here's one thing that you definitely should note before participating in a community pool. Unlike the KOK app in POS, where we staked an original sum, when we terminate it, we could gain that original sum back in KOK. In the community pool, once you stake into it or you delegate it, you cannot take it out of circulation, meaning you cannot take those staked original sum out into, let's say, an exchange like KuCoin and cash it out. However, you can easily take out your earnings and rewards out of KStadium, or you'll be able to, and take that into KuCoin and cash it out or spend it elsewhere, or of course, move it elsewhere without a 200% limit. Now, all of that, again, meet me on Thursdays. Let's get into that because it's a whole other beast to explain. Dina, when is the deadline for restaking? I don't know. I really don't know. They told me these changes will happen in May, as in before June, and it's June 13th, and it hasn't changed. So imminent, exactly when? I don't know, Dina. Dina's question was, when is the deadline for restaking? Because as I mentioned to you, once the policies change, you won't be able to restake anymore. Yes, the policies will change and you won't be able to restake anymore. When will they change that? I don't know. Soon. How do we access your videos, Paul? Paul asked, how do we access your videos? I will put it on the chat. Go on this link, but please go in 10 minutes where I can finish this this Zoom call and make it into a video and put it in there so you can revisit my spiel. Does it work for iPhone on iPhone KStadium? I know this IXS. No, sir, it does not. Unfortunately, still a thing because you'll have to use a bridge, and the bridge can live on a Chrome browser on your Mac. So technically, I guess you could, but best answer is no. No, sir. Get an Android. But soon, yes, sir, it will. Yeah, I laugh in pain, my friend, in pain, not because it's funny. I apologize for the laughter. It's my little outlet. Any other questions? 54 of you. Wow, my retention rates are amazing. Thanks, brother. Okay, so I got 2 minutes left. Any last minute questions, I'll definitely take. And I just want to take this time to thank you all for joining me on this Monday night session. I will be online on Thursday for us to talk about this for sure. So we'll talk a little bit more about KStadium as well. So join in, please ask questions because it's what we should be doing. I love talking to other people, not by myself. So please join in again on Thursdays. Have a wonderful evening for all of you. Have a very, very good night. Stay warm, stay safe, stay cool, or have a wonderful morning from wherever you're joining. And again, we'll see you on Thursday.